Greetings, and good afternoon. Accept my apologies. This morning we had a crash in the system and I was not able to complete the broadcast, so I'm coming back on. So I did not want you to miss the topic for today. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, and I am a spiritual healer. I'm an intuitive coach, mentor, and consultant. And I go live 7 days a week here on StreamYard. I also I go live on TikTok. I'm not on TikTok now, but I'm also on my TikTok platform. I'm on my Facebook, my YouTube platform, and my LinkedIn platform. I'm asking you to please share this broadcast for me so that others will come and take advantage of this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Visit my website, daphneclark.com, and also please subscribe to my YouTube channel and my newsletter. I have some good news. For those of you who are active on Facebook or on TikTok, I'm inviting you to be part of something that I just started. I just completed 365 days of gratitude video on TikTok. And I wanted to find something else that I was going to be committed to in the mornings. So I have started 3 days ago. I started doing the Say Yes series. And what I'm inviting folks to do is to find something about you that you are going to say yes to. Your journey, your vision, whatever it is. Say yes to that. Post a video between 15 seconds to 60-second video stating what it is you are saying yes for, and please tag me in that video. I am also doing the same thing on TikTok. I'm already at 3. So those of you, whenever you're joining to do that, just start where you are. I started on the 15th of November. That was when I started the first one. So in case you want to do the 365 days, you can do additional ones to make up the 365 days. I'm also going to be looking for guests to interview for my TV show because Comcast in Connecticut has invited me to continue doing my shows there. I'm super pumped and excited about that. Those of you who know me from a long time, you know how passionate I am about that show. So I'm looking forward for the launch date for that. Also, the gratitude journal that I just spoke about, I've completed 365 days and I'm in the process of taking the pre-orders for that journal. I'm excited about that. So that's just the little housekeeping for this video. I'm going to be speaking about understanding validation. Understanding validation. And I'm doing my best to keep my YouTube videos tight at 30 minutes. So work with me, Holy Spirit, work with me. You know, sometimes when I get in the zone with the Spirit, I keep going. Sometimes I go for an hour. So I'm asking the Spirit to honor me to stick to 30 minutes. Understanding validation. is a way to communicate our acceptance. A simple strategy that we can all use to improve our relationships. One of the four options that we have in any problems, regardless of what the problems are, we have the problem situation of accepting. Not very many people are willing to accept any situation, right? Validation is one way to communicate our acceptance. To ourselves and to others. Validation does not mean that we agree or approve what the other person has done. It is simply showing that we understand what is happening. Validation is a way for us to support the other person. Validation is a way of communicating that the relationship is improving and solid even during disagreements. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Just make a comment in the chat so I know who you are. So in other words, we are not enabling people when we validate them or agree with them. We are simply saying we understand. Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? Validation is the recognition and acceptance of another person's thoughts, feelings, sensations, and behaviors. Validation is as important for us as it is for the other person. However, before we can...
I didn't understand that.
My technology, my phone was ringing. All these technologies. Validation is the recognition and acceptance of another person's thoughts, feelings, sensations, and behaviors. As understandable, self-validation is the recognition and acceptance of our own thoughts and our own feelings, sensations, and behaviors. Learning how to use validation effectively takes practice. Knowing different levels of validation will help us to better communicate and identify each situation that we find ourselves in. Now, what I want to find. Let us look at the different steps or levels of violation, of not violation, validation, excuse me. The first level is being present. Being present. Have you ever attempt to have a conversation with someone and the person's attention is everywhere other than with you? They're either doing something, watching something, or they're gazing off. That simply means that they are not present. There are so many ways to be present. And here are a few of the ways. We can hold somebody's hands. When we are, let's say, how many times have you probably done this? Somebody is crying and you hug the person and you're like stroking their back or you're stroking their hair. You're not saying anything, but you are validating the pain they are going through, and you are saying, by that gentle touch, I am here for you. You probably embrace them. You can feel the heartbeats going. I am here for you. You are being present. We do not always need to speak. We can hold somebody's hand. We can stroke their hands. And the person know that, she's here with me. She's here with me. He's here with me. Be present. Be present. When you are listening, listen with your whole mind. Do nothing but listen. Those of you who are parents will very much relate to this. Have you ever attempted to have a conversation with your teenager where you are not present? What has the outcome been? For those of us who are parents, we need to practice these principles and these levels on our children, and this way we can take it into the outside relationships, the business or personal relationships that we enter into. Validation, acceptance. Multitasking is very damaging to validation. One of my team members, I have to call her on that all the time because she's always doing something else while we are on Zoom. And I said, no, you need to give your full attention because that is not empowering in any way. And what multitasking does, it allows people to make mistakes. And some people will own up and say, well, I'm the king or I am the queen of multitasking. I remember one of my professors, I think it was Professor Howard, says, multitasking eats up valuable brain cells. And from the minute I was not someone who was interested in multitasking, but the minute I heard that from her, it erased all interest in multitasking from my mind. So be sure, show up, be present. This means that you're giving all of who you are. One way of validating that you're there, you bow your head. You are there for the person. Being present for yourself means that you are acknowledging your internal experience and sitting with it rather than running away from it and avoiding it or pausing and pushing it away. Sitting with a tense emotion is not easy. Even happiness or excitement begins to feel uncomfortable. Welcome, welcome to my YouTube. Please share the broadcast. Often, one of the other reasons other people are uncomfortable with tense emotion is that they don't know what to say. Just being present, paying complete attention to the person in a non-judgmental way is often the answer for yourself. Being mindful of your own emotion is the first and most important step to validate. Next, let us look at the second level of validation. Is accurate reflection. Accurate reflection. Well, the only way we will be able to reflect accurately is because we were showing full attention, because we showed up in all of who we were, right? Accurate reflection means you summarize what you have heard from someone else or summarize your own feelings. This type of validation can be done by others in an awkward, sing-songy way, artificial way that is truly irritating, or by yourself is a criticizing way. When done in an authentic manner with the intent to truly understanding the experience and not judge it, accurate reflection is validated. Sometimes this type of validation helps someone sort through their thoughts and separate thoughts from emotions So basically, it's so basically, I'm feeling a little pretty angry and hurt would be a self-reflection. Sounds like you are disappointed in yourself because you did not call him back. Could be accurate reflection by someone else. You see, when I mentioned before that it's important to be showing up fully, because when it comes down to reflecting, if we were partially absent, there is no way we would be effectively reflecting to the next person. So bear in mind always, am I showing up? Am I present? Sometimes this type of validation helps someone sort through their thoughts and separate thoughts from emotions. So basically, I am feeling pretty angry and hurt would be a self-reflection. Sound like you are disappointed in yourself because you didn't call back. So you have two examples there. And you're accurate because what? Many times what we think we hear is not what the person intended to share. And this is why it is so important to show up and be there fully so that you are able to reflect what you thought you heard in order to validate with the other person. Level 3 is mind reading. For people who have a sense of discernment and those who are intuitive, that will come quite easy for them. But for the regular lay person, you need to do it and it's going to be a hit and miss. Mind reading is guessing what another person might be feeling. What are they thinking? People vary in their ability to know what their own feelings are. For example, some confuse anxiety with excitement, and some confuse excitement with happiness. Some may not be clear about what they are feeling because they weren't allowed to experience their feelings or learn to be afraid of their feelings. You know how many times you hear, I know boys go through that a lot. They will say, oh, you're a boy, you shouldn't cry. You're a boy, you shouldn't this. You're a boy, you shouldn't the other. Boys don't do that. Man up. We got to make sure we don't pass certain stigmas on to our male children. When someone is describing a situation, notice their emotional state. Then either name the emotion you hear or guess at what the person might be feeling. I am guessing you must have felt pretty hurt by their comment. Is level 3 validation. Remember that you may guess wrong and that the person could correct you. Is her emotion, and she is the only one who knows how to best feel and accept the correct validation. So you cannot just guess and keep it to yourself. You got to say, well, this is what. I go through the same thing when I'm doing my intuitive readings. Folks are accustomed to people reading cards and all of that, which I do not do. I connect directly with the universe. And as the universe download the message to me, I pass that on to the persons. And that's why the universe has me not doing them publicly, because the universe is not about shaming or embarrassing people, because several very personal downloads I get. And it's the same thing when you're going to read mine. For those who are intuitive, or you have a great sense of discernment, you got it down pat. But for others, it will be a guess, a hit and miss. But however, the more you continue to do it and honor it, you will get into the true feeling of it. Level 4 is understanding the person behavior in terms of their history and biology. Your experiences and biology influences your emotional reaction. If your best friend was bitten, by a dog a few years ago, she is not likely to enjoy playing with your German Shepherd. Validation at this point would be saying, given that happened to you in the past, I completely understand you not wanting to be around dogs. You see how easy that is? It takes commitment, it takes a practice to understand. And always put yourself in the other person's shoe. Self-validation would be understanding your own reaction in the context of your past experiences. That's why whatever happens in our lives, positive or negative, let us take the time to learn the lesson there. Let us take the time to learn the lesson there. All right? So, level 5 of validation is normalizing or recognizing emotional reactions that anyone would have. Understanding that your emotions are normal is helpful for everyone, for the emotionally sensitive person. Knowing that anyone would be upset in a specific situation is validating. For example, of course, you are anxious speaking before an audience for the first time. It's scary for everyone. Can you appreciate the impact and the validation that will have on a person? Instead of saying to them, oh, you can do it. There's nothing to be nervous about. That is not very reassuring, but if you can say to the person that everybody goes through the same feeling, they begin to build their confidence out of that validation. And this is where I am going to stop this this validation. And I think we can do a part 2 of understanding validation. I want to do a part 2 on that. So I hope you have gotten greetings. I hope you have got some pointers in understanding validation. It is always advisable to start working on yourself. Validate yourself first. And this will allow you to move into beginning to validating others. All right? I will be creating a time to do part 2 of understanding validation. I am Dr. Daphne Clarke-Hudson, your why and soul purpose coach, consultant. I am also a spiritual healer. Please subscribe to my newsletter at daphneclarke.com, to my YouTube channel, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on LinkedIn. And remember, I've invited you guys to start the Say Yes series. Share with the world what it is you're saying yes for. All right? So be well, and I will see you on the next broadcast. Bye.